My name is Sophia Bennett, and I was 28 years old when I walked into my apartment 2 weeks before my wedding and found my sister in bed with my fiancé. Not kissing. Not holding hands. Actually in bed together, in the apartment I paid for, in the bed I slept in every night. I stood in the doorway with my grocery bag still in my hands, staring at them tangled in my sheets, and the first thought that went through my head was not anger or heartbreak. It was clarity. Crystal clear understanding that everything I thought I knew about my life was a lie. My sister Rebecca looked up and saw me standing there. She did not scream or jump up or try to cover herself. She just smiled. That lazy, satisfied smile she always got when she wanted something. And I realized in that moment that this was not an accident or a mistake or a moment of weakness. This was a victory for her. Sophia, my fiancé, Marcus said, finally noticing me. He grabbed the sheet and pulled it up, his face going white. This is not what it looks like. I can explain. But Rebecca laughed. She actually laughed, sitting up in my bed like she owned it, like she had every right to be there. Oh Marcus, stop. She is not stupid. She knows exactly what this is. She looked at me, her green eyes sparkling with something that looked like triumph. I am sorry you had to find out this way, sophomore. We were going to tell you. We just did not know how. Marcus and I are in love. We have been seeing each other for 6 months. He is going to call off the wedding. I dropped the grocery bags. Oranges rolled across the floor. Milk splattered on the hardwood. And I just stood there, unable to process what I was hearing. 6 months. They had been together for 6 months. Which meant it started right after Marcus proposed to me.
You are lying, I said, but my voice sounded weak even to my own ears. Marcus, tell me she is lying. Marcus would not look at me. He stared at the floor, the sheet clutched in his hands, and I saw guilt written all over his face. Not the guilt of a man who made a mistake. The guilt of a man who got caught. Sophia, I am sorry. I never meant for this to happen. Rebecca and I just connected. She understands me in a way that you never did. I did not know how to tell you. I did not want to hurt you. Rebecca swung her legs out of bed, completely naked, completely shameless. She walked past me to grab her clothes from my chair, and I saw the marks on her skin. Hickeys. Scratches. Evidence of a passion I had not seen from Marcus in months. How had I not noticed? How had I been so blind? Get out, I whispered. Both of you. Get out of my apartment right now. Rebecca pulled on her dress, that smile still on her face. Actually, Marcus is going to stay here with me tonight. You should probably find somewhere else to sleep. Maybe Mom and Dad's house. They are going to be so disappointed when they find out the wedding is off. She said it like she was commenting on the weather. Like she had not just destroyed my entire life. Marcus finally stood up, wrapping the sheet around his waist. Sophia, please. Let us talk about this like adults. I know you are hurt, but something inside me snapped. I walked across the room and slapped him. Hard. The sound echoed through the apartment. Get out before I call the police and have you removed for trespassing. This is my apartment. My name is on the lease. You have 30 seconds before I start throwing your things out the window. Marcus grabbed his clothes and dressed faster than I had ever seen him move. Rebecca took her time, deliberately slow, making sure I saw her run her fingers through her hair, straighten her dress, check her reflection in my mirror. You know, Sophia, maybe this is a blessing. You were never right for Marcus anyway. He needs someone with passion. Someone who does not spend all her time working and being boring. Someone like me. She walked past me, paused at the door, and looked back. I will talk to Mom and Dad tonight. Try to soften the blow. But honestly, I think they will understand. Marcus and I make so much more sense together. We are both creative, spontaneous, fun. You are just practical. No one wants to marry practical. Then she left. Marcus followed her without another word. And I stood alone in my destroyed apartment, surrounded by spilled groceries and the smell of her perfume on my sheets, and I felt something cold settle in my chest. Not heartbreak. Not devastation. Something harder. Something like resolve. I did not cry. I walked to my bedroom, stripped the sheets off the bed, and threw them in the trash. Then I took a shower hot enough to turn my skin red, trying to wash away the image of them together. When I got out, I made a list. Not a list of things to do, but a list of facts. Fact 1, my wedding was in 2 weeks. The venue was booked, paid for with my money. The caterer, the photographer, the band, all paid for with my money. Marcus had not contributed a single dollar because he was between jobs, which was his way of saying he was a failed artist who had not sold a painting in 3 years. Fact 2, my sister Rebecca had always been jealous of me. Since we were kids, she wanted everything I had. My toys, my friends, my achievements. But I had always dismissed it as sibling rivalry, as something harmless. I had been wrong. Fact 3, I was not going to let them win. I was not going to run home crying to my parents. I was not going to cancel my wedding and let Rebecca have Marcus without consequences. I was going to destroy them both. The first thing I did was call my best friend Amanda at 2 in the morning. She answered on the third ring, her voice thick with sleep. Sophia? What is wrong? I told her everything in a flat, emotionless voice. The affair. Rebecca's confession. Marcus's betrayal. When I finished, there was a long silence. Then Amanda said, I am coming over. Do not do anything until I get there. She showed up 20 minutes later with a bottle of wine and murder in her eyes. I am going to kill them both. I am going to actually murder your sister and hide her body where no one will ever find it. I almost smiled. No. We are going to do something better. We are going to make them wish they had never met each other. Amanda poured 2 glasses of wine and sat down across from me at my kitchen table. Okay. I am listening. What is the plan? I pulled out my laptop and opened a spreadsheet I had been maintaining for the wedding. Every expense, every vendor, every detail of the perfect day I had been planning for a year. The wedding is in 2 weeks. Everything is paid for. Non-refundable deposits on everything. If I cancel, I lose about $60,000. Money I saved for 5 years. Amanda whistled. 60,000? Jesus, Sophia. I did not know you spent that much. Marcus wanted a big wedding. He wanted to invite everyone he knew, have the best food, the best venue, the best everything. I thought it was because he loved me. Because he wanted our day to be special. Now I realize he just wanted a party he did not have to pay for. I took a sip of wine. So here is what we are going to do. We are not canceling the wedding. We are having it. But Marcus and Rebecca are going to wish we had canceled it instead. Amanda leaned forward, her eyes bright. I am intrigued. Go on. I smiled, and it felt dangerous. Marcus and Rebecca think they are going to run off together and live happily ever after while I cry alone in my apartment. They think I am going to be too heartbroken and humiliated to do anything. They are wrong. We are going to let them think they got away with it for 2 weeks. I am going to act devastated. Broken. Exactly what they expect. And then, on the day of the wedding, in front of 200 guests, I am going to expose exactly who they are. Amanda grinned. Oh, I like this. But how? What are you going to do? I pulled up my phone and showed her the cloud storage account where I backed up all my photos. Including the security camera footage from my apartment. The camera I had installed 6 months ago after a break-in in our building. The camera pointed directly at my bedroom door. I have video of them together. Time-stamped. Dated. 6 months of evidence. Amanda's jaw dropped. You have been recording them this whole time and you did not know? I never checked the footage. I never had a reason to. But the camera automatically uploads everything to the cloud. It is all there. Every time Marcus told me he was working late, every time Rebecca said she was at yoga class, they were here. Together. In my apartment. Using my bed. I felt that cold resolve harden into something like steel. So on the day of the wedding, I am going to play that footage on the big screens we rented for the reception slideshow. I am going to show everyone, our parents, our friends, everyone who was supposed to celebrate our love, exactly what kind of people Marcus and Rebecca really are. And then I am going to walk away and let them deal with the fallout. Amanda raised her glass. That is the most savage thing I have ever heard. I am so proud of you. What do you need me to do? For the next 2 weeks, I was an actress worthy of an Oscar. I called my parents the next morning, crying so hard I could barely breathe, and told them Marcus had called off the wedding. I said he told me he was not ready, that he needed time, that he was confused about what he wanted. I did not mention Rebecca. My mother cried with me. My father offered to break Marcus's legs. Rebecca, who was conveniently visiting them when I called, took the phone and said in her sweetest voice, "Oh, Sophia, I am so sorry. I know how much you loved him. But maybe it is for the best? Maybe you two were not meant to be?" I wanted to reach through the phone and strangle her. Instead, I sobbed harder and said, "You are right. I just do not know how I am going to face everyone. The wedding is so soon. Everyone is going to judge me." Rebecca made sympathetic noises. "No one is going to judge you. It is Marcus's fault, not yours. Do you want me to come over? I can stay with you." "No," I said quickly. "I need to be alone right now. I just need time to process." I hung up before she could argue. That night, Rebecca posted on social media about how heartbroken she was for her sister, how cruel men could be, how family was everything. The comments poured in. People offering sympathy, cursing Marcus, saying I deserved better. And Rebecca replied to every single one, playing the role of supportive sister perfectly. It made me sick. But it also made me more determined. Over the next 2 weeks, I let everyone think I was falling apart. I called in sick to work. Stopped answering most phone calls. Posted sad quotes on social media about heartbreak and betrayal. I let my parents come over and comfort me. Let my friends take me out for wine and tell me I was better off without him. And all the while, I was planning. Coordinating with Amanda. Making sure every detail of my revenge was perfect. I found out through a mutual friend that Marcus and Rebecca were seeing each other openly now. Going to restaurants. Posting couple photos on social media with vague captions about new beginnings and unexpected love. They were not even trying to hide it anymore. My parents did not know yet. Rebecca was apparently waiting until after the cancelled wedding date to break the news, to give me time to heal first. How considerate of her. Marcus's friends were confused but supportive. After all, I was the one who supposedly got dumped, so in their eyes, Marcus was free to date whoever he wanted. No one suspected that Marcus and Rebecca had been together the whole time. That their grand love story was built on lies and betrayal and 6 months of sneaking around behind my back. I let them have their moment. Let them think they had one. Because I knew in 2 weeks, everything was going to explode in their faces. The day before the wedding, I called the venue and confirmed everything was still on schedule. The coordinator was confused. "Ms. Bennett, I thought the wedding was cancelled." "Your fiancé called last week and said he had no authority to cancel," I interrupted. "I am the one who signed the contract. I am the one who paid. The wedding is happening exactly as planned. Is that going to be a problem?" There was a pause. "No, ma'am. Not a problem at all. We will be ready." I called the caterer, the photographer, the band, the florist. Everyone Marcus had tried to cancel. And I told them all the same thing, the wedding was on, and I expected them to show up. Some of them asked if I was sure, if I was okay, if I needed help. I told them I had never been more sure of anything in my life. That night, I sent out a mass email to everyone on the guest list. The wedding is back on. Please join me tomorrow to celebrate. There will be surprises. You do not want to miss this. The responses came flooding in. Confusion. Questions. Concern. Did I get back together with Marcus? Was I marrying someone else? Had I lost my mind? I did not answer any of them. I just waited. Marcus called me at midnight, his voice panicked. Sophia, what are you doing? Why are you telling people the wedding is still happening? We broke up. You know we broke up. I kept my voice calm, almost cheerful. Did we? I do not remember you ever officially ending our engagement, Marcus. You just disappeared. But it is fine. I have moved on. I just decided not to waste all the money I spent on the wedding. I am still having a party tomorrow. You are welcome to come if you want. I am sure it will be enlightening. I hung up before he could respond. Rebecca texted me 5 minutes later. Sophia, please do not do anything crazy. I know you are hurting, but this is not healthy. Just cancel the wedding and move on. I replied with a smiley face emoji. Nothing else. Just that.
The day of the wedding, I woke up at 5 in the morning and got ready slowly, deliberately. I did my own makeup, taking my time to make sure everything was perfect. I put on the wedding dress I had spent months choosing, a beautiful white gown that cost more than my car. I looked in the mirror and barely recognized myself. I looked like a bride. But I felt like a warrior going into battle. Amanda arrived at 8 with coffee and bagels. Are you ready for this? She asked. I nodded. I had been ready for 2 weeks. Let us go destroy some lives. We arrived at the venue at noon. The coordinator rushed up to me, looking frazzled. Ms. Bennett, we have a problem. Your fiancé is here. He is demanding we cancel everything. He is threatening to call the police. I smiled. Let him. This is my event. He has no legal right to cancel it. If he causes a scene, you have my permission to have him removed. I walked into the venue and saw Marcus standing near the entrance with Rebecca. They both looked panicked. When they saw me, Rebecca rushed over. Sophia, what are you doing? You cannot do this. You are embarrassing yourself. People are going to think you are crazy. I looked at my sister, really looked at her. She was beautiful, I had always known that. Tall, blonde, effortlessly charming. Everything I was not. And for the first time in my life, I did not care. I am not embarrassing myself, Rebecca. But you are about to be very embarrassed. You should probably leave now. Save yourself while you still can. She grabbed my arm. Sophia, please. I know you are angry. I know you think what Marcus and I did was wrong. But we are in love. Real love. The kind you and Marcus never had. You have to accept that and move on. I pulled my arm free. You are right. I do have to move on. And I am. Starting today. Guests started arriving at 1 o'clock. Family, friends, co-workers, people I had not seen in years. They filed into the venue looking confused, whispering to each other, trying to figure out what was happening. My parents arrived and immediately found me. Sophia, sweetheart, what is going on? Are you getting married? Did you and Marcus work things out? I hugged them both. Just trust me. Everything is going to make sense soon. My mother looked worried. Where is Rebecca? She said she was too sick to come. She said she had food poisoning. I smiled. She is here. I saw her earlier. She must be feeling better. At 2 o'clock, all 200 guests were seated. The venue was beautiful, decorated exactly how I had planned. White roses everywhere. Soft lighting. A string quartet playing in the corner. It looked like the perfect wedding. Except there was no groom waiting at the altar. Just me, standing alone at the front of the room. I picked up the microphone and the room went silent. Thank you all for coming today. I know you are confused. I know you have questions. Let me start by saying this is not a traditional wedding. There is not going to be a ceremony. Marcus and I are not getting married. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. I saw my parents exchange worried glances. 2 weeks ago, I came home and found my fiancé in bed with someone else. Not a stranger. Not some random affair. My sister. Rebecca. The affair had been going on for 6 months. 6 months of lies, of sneaking around, of using my apartment and my trust to carry on behind my back. The room erupted. People gasped. My mother made a sound like she had been punched. I saw Rebecca stand up near the back, her face pale. Sophia, stop. Please. But I did not stop. I could have cancelled this wedding. I could have quietly walked away and let them have each other. But I decided I deserved better. So did all of you. I turned off the screens. Looked at Rebecca, who was standing frozen near the back of the room. You said Marcus and I never had real love. That he needed someone with passion. Someone fun. Someone like you. Maybe you were right. But you know what I had that you will never have? Integrity. Loyalty. Self-respect. I set down the microphone. The bar is open. The food is paid for. Please stay and enjoy the party. Consider it a celebration of freedom. Freedom from liars and cheaters and people who never deserved me in the first place. I walked off the stage. The room exploded into chaos. My mother was screaming at Rebecca. My father was being held back by 3 people from physically attacking Marcus. Friends were shouting, phones were out recording everything, and I just kept walking. Walked right out of the venue to the car Amanda had waiting. We drove away as people poured out of the building, still yelling, still recording, still processing what they had just witnessed. The fallout was immediate and nuclear. By that night, the video had been shared online by at least 50 people who were at the wedding. It went viral. Millions of views. News outlets picked it up. Woman exposes cheating fiancé and sister at her own wedding, the headlines read. Rebecca's social media was destroyed. Every post she had ever made about family and loyalty and being a good person was flooded with comments calling her a liar, a homewrecker, a terrible sister. She deleted all her accounts within 24 hours. Marcus tried to defend himself online, claiming I had trapped him, that our relationship was already over. But no one believed him. The video evidence was too clear. His art career, already struggling, completely collapsed. Galleries that had shown his work dropped him. Commissions were cancelled. He became infamous for all the wrong reasons. My parents were devastated. My mother called me crying. How could she do this? How could Rebecca do this to you? To our family? I told my mother everything. About finding them together. About the 6 months of lies. About Rebecca's smile when she told me she had one. My mother was silent for a long time. Then she said, I am so sorry, Sophia. I always knew Rebecca was jealous of you. But I never thought she would go this far. I never thought she would be capable of something so cruel. My father was less emotional and more practical. He called me the next day and said, what do you need? Money? A lawyer? Help moving? Whatever you need to rebuild your life, it is yours. I told him I did not need anything. I had my job, my apartment, my friends. I had everything I needed to move forward. What I did not tell him was that I had already started planning the next phase of my life. The phase where I forgot about Marcus and Rebecca entirely and focused on becoming the person I was always meant to be. 3 months after the wedding, I got a text from Rebecca. Can we talk? Please. I know I do not deserve it, but I need to explain. I did not respond. A week later, she showed up at my apartment. I opened the door and found her standing there looking smaller than I remembered. Her hair was dull. She had dark circles under her eyes. She looked like someone who had not slept in weeks. Sophia, please. Just give me 5 minutes. I need you to understand. I leaned against the doorframe. Understand what, Rebecca? That you are a terrible person? That you destroyed my life for fun? I already understand that. She flinched. It was not for fun. I loved him. I really did. I thought Marcus and I were going to be together forever. But after the wedding, after everything came out, he blamed me. Said it was all my fault. That I seduced him. That he never loved me, he was just using me to get back at you for some imagined slight. He left me, Sophia. He is gone and everyone hates me and I have nothing. I looked at my sister and felt nothing. No satisfaction. No pity. Just emptiness where my love for her used to be. You made your choices, Rebecca. You chose to sleep with my fiancé. You chose to betray me. You chose to smile when you told me you had one. These are the consequences. I did not do this to you. You did it to yourself. She started crying. I am sorry. I am so sorry. I was jealous. I have always been jealous of you. You were always the smart one, the successful one, the one mom and dad were proud of. I wanted something you had. I wanted to prove I could take it. But I was wrong. I destroyed everything and I do not know how to fix it. I stepped back and started to close the door. You cannot fix it. Some things are broken forever. Goodbye, Rebecca. I closed the door in her face and locked it. I heard her crying on the other side for a few minutes before she finally left. 5 years have passed since that wedding day. I am 33 now. I have a new job, a promotion to senior management at my company. I have new friends, new hobbies, a new life that has nothing to do with Marcus or Rebecca or any of that drama. I have been on dates, had relationships, slowly learned to trust people again. It has not been easy. There were nights I cried myself to sleep, wondering if I would ever stop being angry. Wondering if revenge had been worth it. But every time I doubted myself, I remembered standing in my bedroom doorway, watching them in my bed, seeing Rebecca's triumphant smile. And I knew I had made the right choice. I did not let them break me. I broke them instead. Rebecca tried to rebuild her life. She moved to another state, changed her name on social media, tried to start fresh. But the internet never forgets. Her story is still out there, still being shared as a cautionary tale. Marcus disappeared completely. Last I heard, he was working construction in Colorado, far away from the art world that rejected him. My parents and I slowly repaired our relationship, though it took time. They felt guilty for not seeing Rebecca's jealousy sooner. For not protecting me better. I told them it was not their fault. Rebecca made her own choices. We all did. These days, when people ask me about the wedding, about the viral video that destroyed my sister's life, I tell them the truth. I do not regret it. Not for a second. What I did was not about revenge, not really. It was about justice. About making sure people knew who Marcus and Rebecca truly were. About refusing to be a victim. I could have walked away quietly. Let them win. Let everyone think I was just another girl who got dumped before her wedding. But I did not. I fought back. And I won. My name is Sophia Bennett. I am the woman who exposed her cheating fiancé and sister at her own wedding. And I would do it all over again.